Hello. Oops. This is Makiko from Lakey Lab. How are you today? Apology for appearance and in a setting. But anyhow, today I'm gonna talk about ascension and emotional roller coaster. Not sure about you, but I went through major emotional up and down during awakening process, so-called. And then based on my small sampling of my friend, they went through the similar things and they are still experiencing, including myself. So I want to give you my perspective or how this happened from more mechanical or a point of view, so at least you feel less confused about it. Yes, this is a one perception from one individual and a one reference point, but I trust you that you may enjoy it. So, here you go. Just bear with me. からお願い僕のそばにいてくれないか君が好きだから Okay, so what is awakening? Awakening to me was not so much about amazing, beautiful thing, but it's more to do with finding myself and aligning that different perception to who I am now and the external thing such as source or God, so some people call, and in a inner self, your soul and spirit realm, where you came from, not originally, but where you immediately came from, and then other many different point of perceptions. So to me, the ascension is alignment. Nothing more than alignment. Perhaps the better word is congruency. Basically becoming one. Truly become one. One with God, one with source, one with all other selves. Definition could be bigger or smaller, outward or inward, macro, micro. Doesn't matter. Eventually we are becoming all integrated, blended into one. But there's a process, and individually have a different view. But my view of ascension is a process of becoming one. This way or that way, dimensionally, whatever. But it's really congruency, becoming one, in alignment. More you align, more you're aware of yourself, and more you feel oneness, so-called. So let's say more flat awakening, right, equal alignment. Just for conversation's sake, so we could move forward. Now, the one of the process of alignment is really finding who you are, who I am, right? Before the awakening, I thought I'm certain I know who I am, right? I was mother, I was a worker, I work in a corporation, I was scientist, researcher, and I also went the business aspect. I was wife, well, I am still wife. I have a family. I love animal. I love food. I love to exercise and keep me in shape. I would say I didn't have a much high self-confidence, or I guess may not be loving enough myself then. But still, I knew who I was. Well, at least I was. Now, as you awake, you pick up different observers, different perception of who I am, who you are. That is a part of alignment process. So I am become big question mark. Correct? People begin to talk about past lives, star seeds, where you came from, where you're going, and that kind of stuff. So, more in a flat way, apology with a napkin drawing, but that's what I have right now. I equal one identity used to be, become I equal so many different things. Some of you, some of me, understand. It wasn't even a human, right? Not even an alien. No. It could be the matter, or it could be other things. That's how crazy it is. Well, let's make it simple. You begin to collect different perception, thought about yourself. And that also become for other people automatically. So what that is you begin to have a different thought. What is thought? Right? I know I have a somewhere here. Thought, just in case you didn't understand my pronunciation. So thought is something impressed upon you. So impression, that is a thought. It's really a lot to do with your perception. Yes? Now, as you collect those impression and become emphasize that thought, meaning that you kind of fixating toward the one thought, that thought become have a form almost as if it's a matter. The thought form, some people say. Yeah? And if you keep thinking hard enough, it may turn into feeling. So feeling is a result of the impressed things or thought. Well, we don't need to stuck here too long because we all know about the thought. We all know about the feeling. Yes? Yes. We tend to pick up those feelings from everywhere. So sometimes we don't know why we are so sad. That's emotion, but by the way. But we have a feeling. We feel it from many various different ways. But it's a result of your thought. How about that? Now, I mentioned about the emotion, right? Emotion is actually originate from the feeling. It really the physical manifestation of those feelings. You feel sad, you feel happy, you feel depressed, you feel angry, you feel isolated, aloneness, you feel numbness, you feel nothing. Right? Those things I say sad, happy, joy, and all that, we call emotion. Why you call emotion? Because you're actually feeling it in a physical form. This is why it's so important. When you say experience these emotions, your body is feeling it physically. Some people are very good with hiding it or not recognizing it. What's going to happen if you don't take care of that emotion? It's already manifested in the physically. If you don't take care of it, it becomes a part of, again, the dense energy and it's stuck there. This is why people get sick from having a very dense energy for prolonged time. Some believe the cancer is angry form of manifestation. If you hold anger too long to a certain place, it manifests. The dense energy manifests into something not that great. Now, I know a lot of people who are upset especially if you know, my hair, if you know the cancer survivor or whoever going through. But I had a breast cancer, and I went through the horrible therapy, and I do understand how you guys feel. I really do. And then I do understand my case especially. Yes, it came from the physical manifestation of accumulated emotion that I didn't resolve or addressed. But also my case, I actually manifested too. It's a terrible thing, but I felt that I should experience the cancer. So I actually push it a little bit more, and I'm actually surprised it really became cancer, by the way. I'm sorry, off the track. Emotion. So emotion, as I told you, the physical manifestation of a feeling. So it's already feeling is there for a while. So you thought about that for a while, the thought, going back. In a different way to understand emotion is from the word emotion. Notice there's a motion here. Why is that? It's really another way to understand where you are now, where you want to be, the distance. The farther away this spatial difference, the greater you feel. This is why the roller coaster begins. Upon awakening. Remember I said awakening is collecting different perception of who you are. You also realize you are not real you that you used to think. And worse, you are many of the things or being or whatever it's called. Now you have more observers. You realize you thought you already have one observer, which is you, and perhaps some of you may aware there's other of you observing you, right? That's why you judge yourself, you assess yourself, you hear a voice and things like that sometime, even before awakening. Now you awaken, you are everywhere. You understand you are this one before, you're gonna be this one perhaps in the future, and some multi-dimensional you. You have a different aspect of you operating the time now, and you are looking at that or thinking of it, that multi-dimensional self you, looking at you now and assessing. So you have a more perspective. Now your thought process change. You have a more thought. You have a more perspective. You have a more observers. This is why. What is going to happen? More feelings. More of the feeling you focus on, you may manifest into physical form, which is emotion. I don't know about you, but after I awaken, I realize how much I missed. I realize who I am. The one before, it wasn't me. I was basically convinced myself, this is it. This is what I want. This is who I am. This is I supposed to be. And this is how I supposed to feel. This is what I supposed to act. So I was ignoring a lot of emotions. Look what happened to me. So many pain, suffering, disease, aging. What happened to the laugh? What happened to me? Now I'm more fully myself and pleasant. I realize more and more, guess what? I'm not really happy. I wasn't. Because who I am and where I want to be really begin to realize the distance. And it's worse because I have so many of me out there. They keep saying, well, how about me, how about me, how about me? So this distance is actually, it's not just one. It's like a dimensional difference, right? It goes so many different places. So, I was very emotional. Going up and down, and sometimes I don't know why, and I'm empath, so I pick up somebody else's feeling and become, guess what? It turns into emotion. So, It wasn't as smooth. It was nothing like that. It was more like a theme park. Today I'm going to ride this one, and look, I'm going back and forth and up and down, up and down. Whew! I thought that was over, and going to the different theme park. It's different, but it was still the emotional roller coaster in a sense. But it's just different manifestation of the roller coaster. Yeah, it's truly like adventure course or Disney World. You're going to the one place or the other, or what is that, Universal Studio or Magic Kingdom, whatever you want to call it. Different light to different light, different theme movie. Today is a drama. Next one is adventure. Next one is a thriller. Whatever you want to call it. It was quite busy. The worst part of it, who are you going to share? Especially if your family are not fully awakened, they think you're going through like midlife crisis. What happened to my mom? She's not doing anything anymore, and she's laughing, talking to someone we don't know. She must be going crazy. And then sometimes you feel that way because you are almost fighting with your ghost that you created or you imagining. But you are actually more you, and this is more the true reality. Once you know that, it is okay. But we're still going through this cycle until we or I am completely in alignment. Again, I emphasize ascension to me is alignment, is congruency, becoming one. Becoming one within all myselves, becoming one with the source or God, some people call. Becoming one with the planets, becoming one with all the things exist all around us that include all molecule, all realms, all universe, all galaxy, and all parallel universe, all timelines, all of your friend, family, beings, sentient ones, all the ones you see and unseen, the spirit world, the fantasy world, whatever the world you imagine they exist, because everything you imagine is the form of thought. If you see in any of the shape, such as comics, movie theater, some book, or such as Disney World, anything you see already took shape and form. Somebody thought hard enough, or something thought hard enough to make it the form, physical matter, characteristics. So it exists. Anything you imagine exists. So, whatever you think exists, because thought is already impressed upon so hard, it become feeling and become emotion, and it's so hard enough that you exist and all other things exist. So that's all the things in the matter come with intelligence in it, the consciousness in it. So, understanding that with all the senses, becoming one or be part of everything is a part of the ascension. Congruency, alignment. Yes, it's more thought process and then more feeling, more emotion that you're going to deal with day to day, moment to moment. No wonder this is so exhausting. No wonder it's so much fun. This theme park has no end to it. So don't get discouraged. You feel up, you feel low, and then up and low at the same time. In continuing, yes, because you are ascending. Even when you don't think you're doing anything, you are still ascending. Once you open this door, there's no way to turn back. There's no place to fall back onto, because you don't go back. You will be always going forward. So, take a break if you need to. Don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself and enjoy this ride. This is a ticket that God gave it to you, just for you. And this ride is very special. And you are the one observing. And you the one enjoying. You are the one who control how you're going to enjoy this ride. I hope this makes sense. I love to hear your experience and your thought. I hope to see you soon. Till then, bye.